The thriller from Manila. Ding, 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 ding.
Right?
Sound like we fixing to be action, like we fixing to come on here and kick ass.
Hell yeah, that's what we're here for.
Well, I love it. I love it. I really got to work on my intro. I said probably next month, I'm definitely going to finish my website that I have started that I'm paying for.
Well, why don't you use the intro you already have?
What intro do I already have?
Hold on, let me get it for you.
Oh, the one that you made on my for my
Yeah,
page?
you. I'll show it to people so they can like give you their advice. But in the meantime, go ahead and introduce us in our topic.
Well, today listen to me, today I am Mambo Tonya. Every day I'm Mambo Tonya, and I'm here with Mademoiselle Lynna. And today our topic is going to be soulmates, twin flames. We kind of skirted into that last week where some people were talking about relationships. And so I was like, okay, let's talk about it because everybody has a different view of it. And then I think there's so many misconceptions about what it is, what it's not,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
what you're supposed to do with it. I was like, I don't see anybody. Okay, now I got all the comments because I clicked on comments. But I think it kind of gives people an idea of what it is because I get so many people that get these readings and it's like, he's my soulmate. He's my soulmate. So I got to put up with his shit. I got to put up with her shit. We got to go through all these obstacles, trials, and tribulations. And you literally do not have to do that. That's a choice. That's a decision. The beautiful thing about even with tarot and divination and using tools, pendulums, and things like that, is that we were born with free will. Whatever God that you pray to, whether it is the Christian God, the Jewish God, whatever, the voodoo God, whatever God that you pray to, we were born with free will, which means that we have power over our lives. There are certain things destiny. There are certain things as destiny, but that doesn't mean you have to walk that destiny. You still have free will.
Right.
I
We all
can give
have
you
choices.
Yeah, I can give you a reading today and say, you know what, if you turn left, you're gonna win the lottery and you're gonna be wealthy and rich and you're gonna meet somebody and fall in love, and you turn right and it doesn't eliminate the outcome, but it changes it. If you decide to go a different way, it's not like it eliminates it, but it does change the outcome. And a lot of times when we have to, go ahead.
I was going to say also too, when people get this perception of a soulmate, and it's got to be this way, this way, this way, and this way, they miss out on so many opportunities because they're looking for this one.
Oh my God. I know somebody who's been looking for a soulmate for 15 years.
In their mind, this is what their soulmate is like. And that may not necessarily be true. Another thing is, if you try to force it, spirit will fuck your shit up.
Well, if it's not right, if
Yeah.
it really is not for you, there are a lot of men and women that get in abusive relationships where spirit gave them red flag, red flag. The first time that person raised their voice at you, that was a red flag. The first time that person laid their hands on you and it made you feel uncomfortable,
Yeah.
that was a red flag. The next time that person sent you to a hospital with broken ribs, that was a red flag. And people tend to override that because they have free will.
Well, and
You
that's
can make anything be what you want it to be.
some people are saying, "Oh, that's my soulmate, that's my twin flame," but that's no. Spirit's not going to want you to be in a bad relationship. That's why I'm saying, if you try to force having that relationship because you think that person is your soulmate, spirit will fuck your shit up.
Well, I think too, there are different variations of what people consider a soulmate. There are karmic connections where if you believe in an afterlife and reincarnation, there are unfinished things that happen with that person again in this lifetime. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be romantic or it's going to be healthy. It could have been toxic.
Right.
And you brought that energy back in. And I think a lot of people, we get this conception because it's romanticized that there's one person on this whole planet for you, and that's your soulmate or your twin flame. We have hundreds of connections. You and I have an amazing connection.
I think we're soulmates. I know we're soulmates. I think probably, and I was thinking about this when I was brushing my teeth. I think I was your mom before, because I always try to take care of you and make sure you eat. And when we go places, I'm always the one that drives.
But you do that with everybody. You do that with everybody.
But I do it more with you. I want to always make sure you're okay.
There is a thing called soul companions or soul partnerships where we may have agreed in a past life that, look, I'm going to come back and watch your back. You're going to come back and watch my back. I believe my mom and I are soulmates because I feel like the shit that we go through is deja vu. We've done this before. So there are so many different aspects of looking at it, not just romantic. But I think that's where most people get stuck with the romantic. Oh, there's only one person for me in this world. And I think it comes even from Christian concept, because what is that? I remember when I was in Catholic school young, Sister Mary would always say that God made someone for everybody. There's one person for everybody. And I think a lot of us grow up with that concept that there is one person that's supposed to come in and complete you and make you happy. And that's probably where the twin flame splintered off of that, because twin flame is supposedly, and I know you're going to read on it, it's supposedly a division of one soul that when it comes back together, it becomes complete. I know so many fucked up twin flames. It is ridiculous, because there's the runner, it's the chaser. I don't want it. I don't want you. Leave me alone. I've had people where twin flames have put restraining orders on the other twin because they're like, leave me the fuck alone. You're creeping me out. I don't want to join back with you. And it is one of those things where it's like, okay, how do I handle this? Because you have that other person that is completely confused because they feel it strongly. So what are you going to read?
Well, the deal with the twin flames actually comes from Plato's split apart theory. And what it was, okay, let me see. The theory is based off, Plato was an ancient Greek philosopher. And the theory was based off of Greek mythology that humans originally had 4 legs, 4 arms, 1 head with 2 faces. And Zeus and the other gods were afraid that the humans were going to take over the gods. So he, in anger, split them apart. And that's where Plato's split apart theory comes from. Do I believe it? I don't believe in split aparts, because I believe that God made everybody perfect. He made us in his image, and he doesn't make anything half-assed. He wouldn't split us apart. So I believe in soulmates, but not twin flames. I don't believe that. I know that I am a complete person all by myself. I don't need someone to complete me. I want someone to complement my completeness, but I'm already complete.
Well, I think when you're looking for another half that is supposed to complete you, a lot of people are going to be disappointed, because we're all human, and nobody has the supernatural ability to come in and just make you happy and change your life. They just don't. There's a feeling that comes together when we connect with the right people that feels good to us. Like back Kay was saying, she and I are soulmates. I believe that there's a ton of people that are soul companions to me. That's why I'm drawn to them and you're drawn to me, because we're soul companions. But it doesn't mean that me and you have slept in the bed. It don't mean that I want to tickle your taco. I don't feel that way about you. I feel like if a bear is trying to attack you, I'm going to go fight the bear to save you. But there's a different type of love there. It's not a romantic love.
Protect me and still be comfortable enough to fart on me under the sheets.
Absolutely. That's because we are companions. We are partners. Somewhere down the line, there's many of us, because trust me, a lot of people don't make it to my page just because they are, I'm cute or they love the message or whatever. They're drawn to my energy. I was drawn to your energy when I first met you, and we were complete strangers. When I met you, I was like, I like her. I feel like we can share things together, and come to find out, we had a lot of things in common. We had kids that were pretty much the same in personalities. So it made us bond. But I think what people find that they get confused with is that they find soul companions, but they try to turn them into something more
Mm-hmm.
than maybe what they're supposed to be. And it's because of the concept of romance. Everybody wants that one love, that
Well,
one true love.
that's why I believe too we have these soulmates. But why restrict yourself to this so-called twin flame theory that I don't believe exists because I'm complete by myself. But anyway, I digress. Um,
Mhm.
anyone, if we're all made in God's image, we're all equal. So if you leave yourself open for love, you can love someone and find that right someone. Anyone can be your right person. Well, and you know what
They
I'm
have
saying,
to be compatible. But we
right?
have hundreds of
Right.
soulmates and
But
hundreds of
but
soul
we have,
companions.
but there are many people who can be compatible. If
Absolutely. I think a lot of people, and I always tell people, they get caught up on the titles. This is my person. That's why so many poly relationships exist, because I think men and women are finding out that they are compatible with more than one person, and it can work for them. Now, we do have people that just want that one. Just give me one, because that's what I need. But I think honestly, like, is it Arlene? Arlene is like, we have lots of soulmates. It's
Mhm.
100% true. I've dated different soulmates, and what makes it so very complicated is that you feel an attraction to this person. You feel that there's a pull towards this person, and your heart opens up because you're like, okay, I can love this energy because it feels so good. It feels so familiar to me. And people, when they connect with that, and they don't say you met five other people, but you don't feel that about these five other people, of course you're going to focus on that one energy because it's intoxicating. I've met soulmates that have been
They may be,
intoxicating.
and they may only supposed to be in your life for a chapter, like with Richard and Waylon. Them motherfuckers, oh my god, can't stand them. But they gave us some beautiful ass kids.
Well, they get soulmates give you a lot of beautiful things. They give you a lot of beautiful sex. They give you a lot of beautiful memories. They give you a lot of beautiful, heartfelt things. Here's the thing, and like Jen is saying, it feels like home. I met a guy in Trinidad years ago, and when we were on the beach, the moment he passed by, I knew 100%. I knew him. He felt familiar. Why is your face splitting?
I don't know.
I'm like, what is going on with this? It's like you started talking about the twin flames and then you split. God don't like no ugly, Lynna. You was going somewhere where he was like, nope, nope, no. You splitting. But
Okay,
anyway,
my camera. Go ahead.
when I met Brian, we even said it. We sat up all night. We talked.
See
We
there?
lit.
Look, my point's proven. I am my own complete self. See?
Well, I don't know. That's debatable. It's debatable. But
Go ahead.
anyway, so Brian and I, and that's the way it always worked. We had these amazing conversations. We felt comfortable with each other right off the bat. Look, she's back whole. He was like, okay, I'm gonna bring you because she's complete. I'm gonna bring you back. So we started dating. It was a long distance relationship. It was very intense. There was a lot of insecurities that were brought up in that relationship because it was like, I can't be there with you. You can't be here with me. And it put a lot of pressure on the relationship, where we felt very strained. When we really started talking about maybe moving together and him coming down here, he told me he had been married 4 times. He said that these women all had problems, and that they had issues. As we started talking, all of a sudden I had problems. I didn't know anything. Everything was had to be my way, and it was like it completely switched. The energy completely switched because of insecurities and triggers. But the
Hmm.
thing that got me was I learned some valuable things with him, but I also learned that that was not going to be a lifetime connection with that soulmate. He
But
taught
he
me
is a soulmate, and you two, and I've seen it personally. Y'all are drawn back together constantly.
Yeah, but
Back
he's taught
together.
me some things. He's taught me some things on why you don't you do not bond with something that is toxic. He showed me definitely the person that I was in that relationship, and he showed me the person that I did not want to be in that relationship. And it was hard to separate because, like you said, even when we see each other, we immediately do this again.
Yeah.
We can never be married. We will never be in a home together where we are living together because his perception of life completely is different than mine. But for that moment when we're out eating and we're out enjoying each other and talking and catching up, we connect. But I'm smart enough to know that it's toxic. And that's what he taught me. I learned a lesson and I go. People tend to stick with soulmates. You learn a lesson, but you want to still stay there because you feel like you're supposed to be there. You're never going to connect with somebody like that again. I'm a testimony. I connected with 3 different soulmates. You will find that energy again, but you can't settle for something that's toxic.
And you can't force it.
You can't force it. You can read every book you want. You can look at every YouTube video you want. Nothing is going to make a toxic relationship healthy. It's not. And I think when you put the pressure on the other person, because I hear people tell their partner all the time, but you're my soulmate, but you're my twin flame. Remember I told you the story of a friend of mine that her twin flame put a restraining order on her?
Oh, yeah,
because he was like, leave me alone. I don't want to connect with you. I don't want to know you that way. Please understand. Leave me alone. And she almost went to jail because she refused to move on from this man. And it was a very toxic connection. And he saw it. He saw it. She did not see it. And he was like, I don't want this with you. I don't want this for your children. And she would not listen. And he had no choice. And I was like, okay, that's when it gets really weird because we have obsessive soulmates. I hear these women all the time, and we all do it in readings where these women are like, but he won't leave me alone. He keeps coming back. What the fuck? What you mean he won't leave you alone? He keeps coming back. Block his ass.
Right.
Delete him. Answer the door with a gun. Call the police. Get a restraining order. But a lot of times they come back because we open the door. We still want the connection. We still deep down inside, we still want to feel that boost when we're around them that they give us. We got to be honest. If it's toxic, it's toxic. But I do say that there are healthy ones. Are there healthy twin flames? There's very few twin flames that get married. Very few. You could probably count them on one hand. But they go through a lot of shit. And I don't know about the joining of the souls and if that completes them or what. But there are some that do actually get married. Yeah, she's right. Twin flame dynamic is narcissist impact. Narcissist impact. I 100% agree. 100% agree. You have one person who comes in, I can fix you. I can fix you. Let me glue you back together. Let me put this back together. I'm going to sacrifice my life for you. And the other person is like, yep, you do it because everything is your fault anyway. You're the reason why I'm hurting. You're the reason why I'm struggling. And that is a twin flame connection. I've seen it. Like J-Lo and Ben, twin flame. I don't think they're twin flames, but I do 100% believe that they're soulmates. I do believe, because I don't think they would have separated so quickly if they were twin flames. He said he had to separate from her because her lifestyle became very unhealthy for him. He learned a lesson. In that moment, he did not want to be paraded. He did not want to be dressed up like a doll. He did not want to live in her shadow. And if he was a twin flame, he would have been there. He would have kept coming back. But I do believe that they were soulmates.
I hear she's very hard to get along with.
Well, I mean, she's like my ex-soulmate. She's been married 4 times. So when you look at that, you have to say, okay, she's not healthy. I don't care how beautiful she is. There's something in her that's not healthy. She marries men that are cheaters. Every single man that she has gotten with has had some issue with other women, and she's overlooked that and married them, and then that becomes the problem. Yeah, that was some thunder.
Was that thunder?
Yeah, that was thunder.
Wow. Keep it on your side, town.
Ah.
Oh, no. Send it this way because I need to wash my car.
Well, it might be coming your way. Let's see. Real twin flames are usually not even interested. Exactly. Twin flames don't want to put a title on it. They don't. Soulmates do. You see soulmates from the mountaintop. He's my soulmate. She's
Oh,
my
yeah.
soulmate. Twin flames do not. You're absolutely right. And they don't like being forced into something that they don't want. That's why there's a runner and a chaser, because the chaser is like, come here, be my whatever it is, my savior, my puppet, or whatever. And it becomes very intense and very overwhelming. Kia's right. It becomes very overwhelming. They don't want to put the title on it. A lot of them do not even want to be in it. They do
Yeah.
not want to be in it.
Well, that goes pretty much for any relationship, though. If you chase somebody, they're gonna run.
Well, it depends, because we have men that are hunters and chasers, and women want to be chased. They want to be pursued. But when it gets to the point where you're going to make somebody love you, that's where it becomes very,
Yeah.
very, it's too intense. I don't want to be with anybody that I have to force to love me. I don't. If you feel like it's too much and you have to run, baby, run, put your best track shoes on. I'm going to let you go.
Right. I'm
Because I
standing
think,
out in the AC.
yeah. But I think even for me, even with my soulmates, have I wanted those relationships to work out? Absolutely. Have I moved and went to Tobago or Trinidad to try to make it work with this person? I just didn't feel that my peace of mind was worth that sacrifice for me. For me, I felt like if he really cared about me, he would have met me somewhere in the middle with that. And
Oh,
I think that's a relationship. Soulmate, twin flame, true love, however you put it. If a person is into you, it's not you sacrificing everything. It's not them sacrificing everything. It's two people compromising for a relationship.
Lena, we're not doing readings today.
And if he was your soulmate, you would feel it and you would know it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm not into the love trapping spells, because I don't want to force. That is the main reason I don't like love work. I don't care if they halfway like you, kind of like you. I don't want to bend anybody's will to feel something for me that they do not feel.
Right.
I
And
don't want anybody ever to come back and tell me that, oh, you made me love you. Hell fucking no, I did not.
no, and a lot of times, that's what I was saying earlier. A lot of times when you do that kind of work, spirit will mess your shit up because it's not the right person for you.
If it's not, some love spell work. I've seen a lot of men and women bind people and it works for them because, this
But
is,
they go through hell.
well, too, if you're going to bind somebody, to me, it makes better sense to bind a husband or a wife, a
Mhm.
spouse, not a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Because that motherfucker might be good on Wednesday, and by Saturday or Sunday, if you're like me, they might be gone. So it wouldn't make any sense for me to bind somebody. But can people do it and do it successfully with love work? Yes, you can. But if a person feels something for you and you feel something for that person, and say you have a cheating spouse and you want to lock them down so that they don't cheat anymore, I would say yes. If I was married, if I would try it. But you still have that thin line. You're binding this person. What if you outgrow them or they outgrow you?
Mm-hmm.
The natural aspect of life is that we go through ups and downs with our feelings, our emotions. So are you taking that away from yourself or your partner when you bind them? But that's a personal thing. I have no judgment on it. That's a personal thing for anybody who wants to do it. Me
That's true
personally,
though,
I
because
wouldn't.
even with Richard and Waylon, they weren't always assholes in our eyes. They may have been, but not always in our eyes.
Girl, if I would have bound
And
Richard, oh
oh yeah,
yes,
that's what I'm saying.
he would have made my life miserable. I didn't bind him and he's still trying to make my life miserable.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, let's see what Arlene. But if they cheated the first time, there's something there. He seeks no need to make a spell to force him. He just free. And I've been married and divorced from a cheater. Here's my thing: people cheat for different reasons, and not all of them are absolutely going to be deal breakers to a particular relationship. It depends on if that's your deal breaker. But if you are holding a family together and you don't want to divorce a person, you might feel the need to work it out. Let's go to therapy. Let's try to work it out. If you're dealing with somebody who is a chronic cheater and you're trying to force them to get healthy and bind them, that's going to be an issue because that's character flaw.
That's like banging your head up against the
Yeah,
wall.
that's a character flaw. If you got somebody that just fucked up, they went on a convention, they got drunk, they had a situationship, and they generally are sorry about it, that's a mistake. But when you have a person who is chronically lying and cheating, that's their character. That's character is very hard to change with spell work. It's very, very hard. You can bind somebody and make their ass stay stuck to you, but they can make you miserable. They can literally make you miserable because it frustrates them because they can't leave. They want to leave, they want to do what they want to do, and they can't leave, and that's where the spell work backfires. And then you get abusive people because then they start beating on you, hitting on you because they are frustrated and irritated with you because they can't leave. Let that motherfucker be free. Let them be free. I told my ex, you want to screw half of Houston, half of Texas, you go on, be free. I set you free. And he was like, he didn't know what the fuck to do. He was like a little, he didn't know what the fuck to do. And he still come back and bug me, and it was no spell work done. None. If I had done that, oh my fucking God, I would have had to kill his ass. I would have had to get Lynna come help me bury this man.
Never sink. Never sink.
Oh, girl, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. And he doesn't even
But
believe in soulmates.
you know where I live. I just bring some trash bags over, and we can bring them
Girl,
down here.
ain't nobody worth it. There's nobody worth my peace of mind and my freedom. I'm not about to give it up to anybody. But we have people that 100% feel that strongly. We have men and women that connect with people so strongly that they feel that I need to be with you. You know, I can't let you go. You're everything. They're fixated. They break up with them and they go to their page. Are they dating new people? Are they with somebody? Are they getting married? Because there's an attachment. The cord has to be cut. That's where you get into cord cuttings with soulmates and twin flames. There has to be some type of severing ties. Or either some people end up in a mental institution or jail. The ID channel is probably full of twin flame wannabes.
What was her name? Andrea Yates. She's still in Rusk. And you
Yeah.
know, Rusty cheated on her. I don't give a shit what they don't tell you in the media. He worked down there at NASA with Carol Ann, and he was cheating with that woman he's married to now the whole fucking time he was with Andrea. And
Yeah,
she
but
ended up in a mental institution, and he's off married to this other.
But I do feel that was a twin flame connection. I 100% feel
Probably,
like,
but he drove her crazy because
yeah, he did. He drove her crazy. He did. And I think that's the sad thing about it is that she felt she couldn't leave. She kept having kids for this man and he had no regard for her. None. And I think that's what a lot of twin flame connections, there's narcissistic selfishness. I'm going to get what I want. I don't care what you want type of energy. And for it to work, it has to be worked through. It has to be worked through. That's not healthy. And I'm not saying that you can't go to therapy and correct a soulmate or a twin flame connection, but the other person has to acknowledge it. You can't have one person working on it and the other person is like, doing what the fuck they want to do.
Yeah.
How do you,
you think about that situation. She killed 5 kids. She killed all her kids and ended up in a mental institution, and less than a year later he was married to somebody else. I only have 2 kids, you only have 2 kids. If our exes killed our kids, do you think we would honestly end up married within a year? How do you just get over something like that?
Because he never had the connection. She loved him and she loved her babies, and I think she lost her mind. And somebody even put it on there with Wendy and Kevin. The Wendy Williams show, she pumped that man up. Kevin this, Kevin that. She thought she had that man on lock. He was cheating on her the whole time. And he made a decision to stay. And she's right. He made a decision to stay with his mistress instead. But I think that was more of a business deal. I don't think that was a soulmate or a twin flame. I think he got with that woman because at some point there was money to be made in that relationship. It was money. That was a business deal. And I mean, I've seen false soulmates, false twin flames. I mean, they are out there. People will sit up there and put a title on something really, really quick because it makes sense to them and they want to hold it,
Yeah.
But that was a business deal. That had nothing to do with soulmate or twin flame. She stayed with that man because they were locked in, and they built something together. And the only reason that shit blew up was because the mistress and everything came out. If they could have kept that shit secret, they would have still been together. I guarantee you.
Well, Rusty kept it secret, and that didn't help his case.
Well, let's see. And I think real twin flames are aligned spiritually, physically, and emotionally. They won't need anything to chase. Here's the thing with that, and it depends on the maturity and the emotional immaturity or maturity of a soulmate or a twin flame. Can you meet a partner who is equally yoked with you 100%? And they may not be a soulmate or a twin flame. That's the whole thing about it. Spiritually, twin flames are supposed to come back together because they are going to join and enlighten each other and rise up and do something wonderful in the world. It's not just because, oh, I love you and I want to fuck you. There's a mission. When twin flames come back together, they're supposed to move shit. They're supposed to do something for this planet, for this earth, because they are spiritually aligned. It's not the same thing as just getting together and, oh, we got to work in our garden and everything. No, they come here with a purpose, a mission. If you are with a partner and all you want to do is lay on your ass and look at Netflix and eat Cheetos with them, that ain't a twin flame. That's not a twin flame. Y'all are supposed to be traveling the world, building orphanages and growing vegetable gardens for the community. It is not the same thing. They have a big purpose. Somebody comes in and inspires you to uproot your life, change your life for the greater good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a twin flame connection. If you sitting up there and somebody trying to get you to go to Jamaica and just smoke some weed on the beach, that's not a twin flame. It's not. They inspire. It's a spiritual enlightenment. So if you're not feeling that with the person that's your twin, nah, they not. They're not. You're supposed to be motivated. They're supposed to be motivated. When they come together, they move mountains. And I've seen it. I've seen two couples on YouTube, and I was going to go ahead and research them and look them up because I wanted to see if they were still married. But they are building orphanages. They are creating hospitals, and it's because there's so much information that's coming in from the universe that they are acting on it.
But don't you think you maybe could do that by yourself?
I mean, of course, you can be motivated. I'm motivated by myself, but my twin supposedly is supposed to come in and really put a lightning. We're supposed to ignite each other so that our ideas become bigger than us. It's not just, oh, I'm in love and I want to just be with you forever. It becomes a mission. Do you have multiple twin flames? I've always been taught that you've only have one soul that's separated that is the other half of you. Now, with Plato, it was only one four-legged animal or human that was separated, right? It wasn't multiple.
Well, no, it was all of them,
but only two joined perfectly back.
No, okay. Each person was split in half, so that one only had one other half.
Right.
But it was all the people because they were born. See, that's anyway.
No, but I got you.
But if you think that way and you bring science into it, okay. If we all had 4 legs and 4 arms, 1 head and 2 faces, and Zeus split us apart, and maybe it wasn't our other twin flame half, but it was another half of someone else, which
that would be a false twin flame because that wouldn't be your half.
But wouldn't your children still be born with 4 legs and 4 arms?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if you're talking about bringing them back together.
Well, think about it like this. If Yoda and Pippa got together and had a baby, they're not the twin, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the baby would look like that would look like a crazy ass dog.
Oh yeah, that'd be a hot mess.
But it would look like a corgi and a chihuahua. it would have aspects of both parents. So therefore, wouldn't our children have 4 legs and 4 arms? Because no matter, even if it's not the same species of dog, they still have aspects of both parents.
But I think the whole reason that Zeus did the splitting in the first place was that he didn't want that,
But
right?
would that change the
No,
DNA?
I don't think so, because you're talking about the physical aspect of coming back together, but in twin flame connection, it's a mental and a spiritual connection.
So that's
So
what.
the physicality of it doesn't exist.
So but when they're born, though, wouldn't it be back to the way it was until somebody split them apart again?
I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea what twin flames and offsprings and things like that. I've never researched it at all. He split them because he feared them being so complete and happy would prevent the need of other gods. Right. And that's what you said at the beginning. But it is interesting because I think a lot of times, if that's the right concept, with the twin flame coming back, they would scare the gods because of their power and the
Right.
intensity of their power, the mission that they have, it would overshadow. So if Greek mythology is right, he split them because of that.
Right.
Absolutely, because of the
But
fear.
that wouldn't change the DNA and the
It
new baby.
wouldn't change the DNA. It would not.
So he'd have to continue to split every time a baby was born. But both
Yeah,
my kids only had 2 arms and 2 legs.
yeah, but then too, you didn't mate with a twin flame, right? You didn't have that connection.
But Yoda is a Chihuahua and Pippa is a Corgi, and their baby would have from both parents.
Well, I think the mythology of it
It
is,
was 2 right sides mating and 2 left sides mating instead of a left and a right side mating.
you going way down the rabbit hole with this.
Say,
You going way down the rabbit hole. We got one penis, one vagina, and 2 hearts that are coming together to form a bond, a union that is supposed to take you and enlighten you and create this force in you that does something for this world. That is what the combining
I
is.
even read one that says the split apart, if you take a male soul and split it apart, it's 2 halves of a male soul. So therefore, they would still want to sleep. They would both be masculine.
Not necessarily, because I am in female form, but I have a lot of masculine energy. I'm a Libra. I mean, even though Venus is my planet, my element is I'm masculine. So even though I have a
But
vagina and
so
boobs,
I believe that we're complete as we are, which is both the masculine and the feminine together. Because we all have that. We
true.
all have masculine and feminine. That's
But
what.
some people more
That's
so
why.
others. They lean more towards others.
That's why you can step on a bug and kill it without a problem, but also cry if you hurt. You can be the man and the woman. We have both aspects within us,
Yeah,
without
but
the whole physical part. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, without the physical part. But I guess if you look at the mythology of it, and Sierra even brought up a interesting thing too. What does African mythology say about twin flames? I'm a
Oh,
Google, because I have no idea if they even acknowledge it. Let me see. And who else was saying something too?
Ginger.
Oh, go ahead and ask Ginger, because we already talked about it. What the soulmate is and what a twin flame is. You want to tell her the difference?
Okay. Supposedly, a twin flame is a soul that was split in two. A soulmate is like, in the way I believe it, a soulmate is like your soul tribe. You have when America first came, well, when the explorers came over to America, there were different Indian tribes. They had the chief, the medicine woman, the families, the kids, all that, but they all stuck together. And so a soulmate is this soul tribe that travels from lifetime to lifetime with each other. And they're familiar to us. We know them. We've known them for almost all of eternity. It's who we travel with. And it's not always romantic.
Okay, so it does look like the concept.
If a twin flame is one soul that is split into two, there's only one other half that can complete you. So I don't think that there would be multiple twin flames.
No, no, it wouldn't. Okay. Okay, in African mythology, the twin flame is basically like you were kind of saying, the masculine and the feminine energy already in a person. Not necessarily them looking outside for that other half, but actually rejoicing or celebrating both sides.
Mm-hmm.
So African mythology looks at it completely different than, of course, Greek mythology.
Yeah, Jenan is saying it's not known in African spirituality, but it's all about alignment.
Yeah, and it pretty much it is. It's a spiritual alignment of masculine, feminine energies. Not necessarily, they don't believe that a person is going to come in and make you whole, but there definitely are different concepts with twins and separate energy. There's a lot to read about it too. In fact, think I got me a lot of reading material for tonight because I didn't even think about it.
Well, they're also talking about a beat IBG. Is it IBG or LBG or LBE?
Is
Is
that
that
the name?
is that an I or an L?
That's I think it's L, right?
I don't know because I know Lawa, but when you look at it and it's lowercase, it looks like Iwa. You know, it's hard to tell a capital I and a little L apart.
Hmm. Now, see, in one African forum, they're saying that twins are divine energy, but they're never separated. So there's different concepts because even in other cultures, there's different concepts of what twin flames are within that culture.
Well, now that's true of like twins. When you have twin babies, two babies, they do have a connection to each other. Or if one of them gets hurt, the other one feels it. But they're still two separate people.
Well, then, too, twins are revered in a lot of cultures as a blessing or good luck. There
Oh,
are, because of that.
I bet you. Oh, Abeji. Abeji? Oh,
Yeah,
but
you have some
you
definitely some cultures and tribe in Africa that don't believe in the twin flame concept. And then you have some that believe in it in a spiritual aspect, but they don't call it twin flame.
but you know that thing that I was talking about with twin babies and one gets hurt, the other one feels it. As a mother, when my child gets hurt, even if they're not around me, I get a feeling in my gut like somebody punched me in the gut, and it's like I know something happened to one of my kids. I'm sure you've felt that too.
Yeah, but that's more of a connection. That's not a twin. Because even with twin flames, a lot of them don't feel physically what the other person feels. So the concept with that would be completely different. But
Okay.
I understand what you're saying. You're looking at the physical aspect of twin flames, and most people don't think about physical aspects with twin flame. They think about emotional, the love, the romance. That's what people gravitate. It would be interesting to see twin flames hit one in the head and see if they feel it, because the physical aspect to them is not what they are gravitating towards. They're looking at the spiritual and the emotional. Same thing with a soulmate. A soulmate feels like I should be able, I hear it all the time, I should be
But
able to,
it is a spiritual connection between a mother and a child, and we know when our kid is hurt,
even good
or
friends. Yeah.
or or like the twin babies, or say there's two twins going to school in different cities, and one has a car accident, the other one feels it. But that's like a mother and a child has that feeling too. I told you about when my mom
Mm-hmm.
Heard her call my name at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's because right at that moment, my mom was very scared because her boyfriend fell down a mountain, broke his leg at skiing. But I felt it, and there are times I've had dreams about you, and I'm about stupid shit, and it. You, remember that time I asked you, did you shave your armpits?
Yeah, but I do feel like that we do have a soul connection. We're not twin flames, but do we have a soul connection? Some people have telepathy. Some people have where they do share dreams. Even with Sierra, we were talking about it today. We share dreams.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that do that, but that doesn't make them a twin flame connection. We're a collective. I don't care who your God is or who you believe in, as a collective, we sense things about each other because we are a collective.
Mm-hmm.
Now, somebody asked, does Marasa count? No, Marasa doesn't count as twin flames because Marasa are siblings. Um, yes, go ahead, Mambo Sierra. They're twins, they're not twin flames, they're siblings. And sometimes they do come with three with society, so it would not be the same thing. But are we connected as the same soul tribe? You and I, 100%.
Okay. The
100% we are.
weirdest thing, and you were like, "No, I'm getting ready to wax them." And I was like, "Why the fuck would I be dreaming about armpits?"
Yeah, but it was because, and a lot of people have done that. And there's been times where I'm connected to people where it's like, okay, why am I thinking about this person? But as a collective. So, I mean, are we connected? Yes. Do we share similar experiences spiritually? The closer you get to a person, 100%. The closer your relationship or your bond gets with a person, some people start to look alike. That's why some couples look like brother and sister, because they dated for so long, they've taken on each other mannerisms, they finish each other's sentences because there's a connection. Somebody said something about, I just want a divine partner without the titles. And I think most people.
But we're all, I believe, we're all divine beings. We all have a soul,
Yeah,
and
but a divine partner, though, you want that, she's looking for compatible, for a person that is compatible without the titles.
but that could be anybody. Is what I'm saying. It's not one specific person because we're all divine.
Well, absolutely. I mean, really, there's hundreds of soulmates that you can connect with. Hundreds. Some people actually find soul tribes where it's not just one or two people, but they actually connect with a group of people, in a community, or they establish their own soul connection. And
Mm-hmm.
that is soul companion, is what is broken down. People that are like-minded, that have similar interests, that are moving in the same direction. It's a soul tribe or soul companion, and that could be a best friend, that could be an associate that you grow closer with, but there's a
Your
bond that is
mom.
formed.
Your mom.
Absolutely. If she is on your vibration, you could be family members and still may not be your soul tribe.
Yeah.
you
Yeah, I
know
think everybody in my family is part of my soul tribe. There's no way.
Yeah, it depends. It really depends. By divine, I meant someone who's spiritually aligned with me in most aspects. I think that's what most people need to look at. Uh, the titles and all that stuff like that. Do you think similar to what I think? Are we compatible in the direction that we're going? Do we want similar things out of life? You don't have to
And
be.
we grow together.
Yeah, I don't want you to be completely aligned with me. I want you to be different so you can make me grow, so you can challenge me. But do we have things when it comes to something important, like the way we want to raise children? You know, that's important to me. So we have to be aligned there. You don't have to practice my spirituality, but you have to respect it. We have to be aligned there.
Yeah.
The sex, do I want it every night or do I not want it at all? We have to be aligned there. How we spend money, we have to be aligned there. How we respect each other. If you don't have those common things that are important to you, it's a deal breaker. No matter if they're a twin flame or a soulmate, it's a deal breaker.
I
Let's
agree.
see. I'm trying to see. Okay, Mambo Sierra, the Marasa, she answered that. I think the whole thing, especially with YouTube now, where you see divine masculine, divine feminine, the karmic relationship, the person he keeps going around in cycles. I don't know why we are as a society, but we're all stuck on titles right now. Everything has to have a title. You know, are you my girlfriend? Are you my fiance? Are you my husband? Are you my divine masculine? Are you my soulmate? Are you my twin flame?
Yeah,
What the fuck do the titles mean if they
get
treat you
that a
like
lot.
shit?
People will say, "Well, when are they going to make it official?" Well, I mean, why do you need a title? If he's your
Because
boyfriend,
evidently some people do.
boyfriend, but that's why they need to be more confident in themselves. See, to me, let me tell my little ice cream banana split story. You have a banana, you cut it in half, you got 3 scoops of ice cream, you got hot fudge, caramel, and butterscotch because I'm not trying to be all fruity and do the strawberry and, and then you put on some whipped cream, and then you sprinkle some nuts on it because we're all a little crazy, and it's awesome. You eat that shit up and it tastes great, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you throw a cherry on top of it. You just gonna eat the cherry real fast, tie the stem in a knot with your tongue, and spit it out. But you're gonna eat the hell out of that ice cream and that banana because that ice cream sundae is you, and that ice cream sundae is awesome. It's awesome. That cherry is it just complements the ice cream's awesomeness. It doesn't complete the ice cream because it's already complete.
But if you don't have self-love and you're looking for a person to complete you, are you setting yourself up for failure? Because I think that's where somebody, where it was like titles make people feel entitled to the other person, instead of valuing what each other bring to the relationship. What about if you don't value yourself and
Exactly.
you're looking for that to come in and do it, you know?
I told a story to somebody earlier today, and I'll tell it again here. But I'm going to use you instead. If you make me a cake and you mix up the salt and the sugar, you put in a teaspoon of sugar and 2 cups of salt, and you tasted it, and it was awful. You just hated it. And then I came over and you said, "Hey, Lynna, I made you a cake, and you
Mm-hmm.
expect me to like that cake? Why would I like the cake if you don't like the cake?" So, people who are looking for love, how can you find, how can somebody else love you if you don't even love yourself? How can you expect somebody else to love something that you don't love? So
Well,
the
here,
first step is work on yourself because you, in my opinion, are already complete. You want that cherry. You're already the ice cream. You're already awesome. You
mm,
want the cherry to complement you, not complete you. You're already complete.
well, here's the thing too. I think we have to be honest that we all come from dysfunction. We all come from periods of parents that maybe didn't love us the way that we felt like we needed to be loved. We came from places where maybe we didn't feel valued or worthy. So it's really easy to fall into that trap of this person is going to love me or make me feel loved, and they're going to fix this brokenness in me. Because a lot of times when we're looking for a soulmate or a twin flame, we're looking for that other part to come in and make us feel valued. And it's because we've gone through some stuff. A lot of people come from dysfunction, but they're not honest about that when they're looking for a mate. For a mate, why
But
do I need you to love me? Because I didn't feel loved. I
but
don't
and
feel love.
so but that's not going to fix the problem. If you
But people
if
don't know that until you get
we
in it, right?
we tell a lot of people to go to therapy, to get therapy, and therapy is to work out what is the root of the problem. Let's fix the
If
root
you're
of the
honest,
problem.
if you're on, somebody at the very beginning said she was the toxic ingredient in her relationship. She knows that now. But maybe 20 years ago or 10 years ago, she didn't know that. But I think the thing is, and I remember one time me and Richard got into an argument, and the first thing he said is he was so pissed off at me. He goes, I need you to make me happy. I need you to make me happy. And I was like, motherfucker, you should have been happy.
Right?
You're taking my happiness. You want me to sacrifice what I feel good about to make you happy. Your ass was supposed to be happy. I married you happy. What the
Right?
fuck happened? but he wasn't happy. He was faking the funk. He was faking the funk. And then he put all that pressure on me to fix him and make him happy. What the fuck?
You can't fix somebody else. You can only fix yourself, because you are the only one that you have control over. You don't control other people. Other people have free will just like you do.
That's a lot of pressure on a
if
soulmate or twin flame or any connection for somebody to come fix you.
Mm-hmm.
It's
You
a lot of pressure.
make someone do something. You can tell somebody, and I've had clients, and you tell them, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do, and I'm not saying like all these different things. It's like over and over and over again, you tell them the same thing. They don't listen. You can't help someone who doesn't want to help themselves. So if you're looking for love outside yourself, that's not helping yourself. You need to find the love for yourself, because once you love yourself, then someone else can love you too.
Yeah.
If
And she put on there shadow work is important, and it's true. And let me testify to that. After my marriage, I was in a very dark place because I wanted to blame everything on him. And I had to sit back and be really honest with myself that the marriage did not just end because of him. It ended up because of my reaction and my behavior and my immaturity in that relationship. So I learned a lesson that in that next relationship, I'm not going to do the same things because I've already seen the outcome. But
Mhm.
that was part of my shadow work, and it was painful. It was painful. It took me about 3 or 4 years to get through me, to heal and be able to say, okay, now I can present something to a relationship that is healthy, because I didn't know it, but
Well,
it was something I had to learn.
and that's what Rob's saying here. He's absolutely right. Can't pour from an empty cup. How can you give love to a relationship when you don't have any?
And how can you expect somebody to love you when they don't know how to love themselves? Because this is my twin flame, because we're supposed to be spiritually connected, that makes you healthy. A lot of twin flames are fucked up as all outdoors. A lot of soulmates are fucked up as all outdoors. We have to stop putting titles on these people and putting them on pedestals and making them divine partners when they aren't.
No,
They're
because like
human.
I said, we're all divine. And if you love yourself, you're complete. That's why you just need that salt and pepper, or that cherry, or that ketchup or mustard. Those are condiments. That's all it is. It's condiments. So your partner is a condiment, basically, because you're already awesome. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
It,
Ginger, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you
no,
off.
go ahead.
Ginger was saying there's so many people out there that aren't healed, and I think I'm becoming way too comfortable with being single. Now, you and I, well, I'm not going to put you out there. I'm going to let you out yourself.
Okay.
I've been single for years, and it's by choice. And I have to say, I don't hate it. I actually love it because it's given me a lot of time to work on me. It's given me a lot of times to work on projects that I wasn't distracted from. But the main thing that being single has taught me is I am in a place where I refuse to settle for less than what makes me happy. Right now, my life is good. I'm happy. I'm balanced. If I were to bring somebody in that was not on that same vibration, it would disrupt everything that I have worked so hard for. I'm not going to say I'm always going to be single. I don't know. But I know at this point, it's my peace of mind and my happiness is not up for negotiation with bullshit. It's just not. It's not. That's not even, to me, that's not something I want to give away because I've worked so hard to get it. So I think these things are, to me, because of being single, I'm not settling. I'm not. If the right person comes in, I'm good. I'm even open, male or female. I'm at this point in my life where it may not be a man that comes in and brings, this matches my vibration. It may be a woman, but I'm honestly in my older age.
Perfect partner. We just don't have sex.
We just don't have sex, but we don't get down like that. We don't click like that. So we would not.
But
We would not. But if we did, I would rub on your booty. But we don't click like that.
that's what Yoda's for. Did you ever notice he get right in between both of the booties?
Yoda was rubbing on booties for years. But you got to be open that your divine partner or your alignment. For some of y'all, it may not even be what you think it's gonna be. May
Yeah.
not be the person, or the sex that you think is going to be. And I know that's a whole different story that's going to blow some people's mind. But you have to be realistic that spiritual and emotional connections, sometimes it doesn't have anything to do with the physical. Has nothing to, it doesn't connect at all to the physical. But
Yeah.
you are going to be attracted to who you're attracted to, male or female.
Right. But you should leave yourself open, even if it is only for male or only for female. You should have an open heart. Don't set yourself up into this preconceived notion that one person and it has to be this person or have this, and this to be my perfect person. Because we're all perfect. We're all divine. And as far as being single, was it a choice for me? Yes and no, because my partner cheated on me. So that wasn't my choice. It was my choice, however, though, to say, oh, hell no, and be done
Have
with it.
you healed from that though? Are you open to a new partner?
I am, but I'm not like actively looking because I don't feel like I need someone to complete me. Would I like somebody to hold my hand while we walk down the road or in the store? Yeah. But do I need that? Mm-mm. I don't need it. I'm fine with who I am. I'm a good person. I know I'm a good person.
You're a beautiful person, and I'll piggyback even when you say that we all are perfect. What is, of course, coming from, Catholicism, we're all perfect in God's eyes. I will be 100% real and say I am flawed as fuck. I
But
am.
but I'm a
But
good
the right
person.
person is going to love it. I think the right
I
person is going to
know
love
that
it.
I'm a good person and I love myself. I don't necessarily like everything about me, but I love who I am as a person. That doesn't mean that I have to like this, COVID-19 pounds, but
Girl, don't we all? As Shay say, I need my booty rubbed at night, but the rest of it, I don't want to be bothered with it. Yeah, I don't want to do nobody's laundry. I don't want to have to cook for them. Honestly, I don't even. I'm so picky right now. I want my booty rubbed when I want it rubbed. I don't want it rubbed every night. I don't want to, I don't want to be put in that bullshit. But I'm being honest about it. And I think when the partner that comes into my life comes in, I'm gonna have to be transparent with this person and say, this is what I want, and hopefully we can compromise on it. But I don't want a partner to come into my life and have to settle for me, and I don't want to have to settle for them.
that's why back in the day, when you were talking about they have to respect your religion, and I absolutely believe that. But
Mhm.
back in the day, like way back in the day, Jews could only marry Jews. And then they would even go so far to say if you're from the house of David, you could only marry somebody
Oh
from the house
yeah,
of David.
yeah. Because
And
they were
then
dealing with compatibility, though. You didn't have a choice.
and because they didn't want that kind of conflict of you didn't want a Jew to marry outside and then your kids be worshiping false gods or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But to keep it pure, they would do that so there wouldn't be conflicts. But respect, things have changed. Things have changed, of course. Things have changed, but respect is a big issue.
Well, I think honestly, if you get a soulmate connection or even a divine connection, if the person is coming in and they are not respecting your boundaries 100%,
Then they're not respecting you as a
that is not a connection. I don't care what title you want to throw on that. If somebody is not respecting you as a person and your boundaries,
that includes monogamy, religion, and there are children, your kids. There's those
everybody has deals or deal breakers. Yeah.
politics sometimes can bend and be a little, as long as you don't talk about the big orange man. To me, I'm fine. You can like him if you want to, but if you think you're going to lay a hand on my kids and correct them, you're wrong. They're my kids. Okay. If you think that you're going to tell me that I can't go to Shabbat on Friday night because you want it to be a date night, you're wrong, because that's what I do. And what was the other one I was saying? Religion, kids and something. What the fuck? We're getting old.
Girl, I don't know. I don't know. But you pretty much hit on every point that you brought up.
But
Yeah,
you have to be respectful. If I go to Shabbat on Friday, then make a date for Saturday. We can compromise, we can work things out, but there has to be that respect. And if you don't respect me for who I am, then it's just not gonna work. If I came over to your
yeah.
house and it was 11 o'clock at night, and I said, Tonya, you said you were gonna watch this movie with me. You need to come sit your ass down and watch this movie with me. And you'd be like, bitch, I gotta do my service. And I'd be like, no. Then you know what? We probably wouldn't be friends.
Girl, your ass wouldn't even get in the door. Your ass wouldn't even get in the door at that time of night if I didn't want to be bothered with you. Don't show up. Well, you know we live in Texas. You don't show up at nobody's house unannounced. You ain't coming in.
Well, no, I come unannounced, but I would never disrespect what you do. I've shown up unannounced before.
But yeah.
And you thought it was like Jehovah's Witness or something.
Yeah, but that was in the middle of the day. You coming at night, your ass, I'm be looking at you on the ring, like talking about what the fuck Lynna doing outside.
But even if I came at 6 o'clock in the evening and I was still there at 11 o'clock, and I couldn't just boss you around and tell you not to do service because you got to watch a movie with me. Well, we wouldn't be friends.
It kind of goes to what Ginger is saying. Her love is conditional at this point. I would probably say the same thing. I have boundaries. I have deal breakers. So if you are coming in and you are trying to overstep those things, that is my conditions. If you do not want to go by that, we're not, there's no connection, there's no relationship. Felicia brings up that her aunt is single by choice. She has a ton of men. She doesn't want to be bothered. I'm the same way. I could go out on a date and it's not even bragging, because I think a man is going to try to do whatever he can with a woman, period. But I could go on a date every day of the week if I wanted to just go get something to eat or have something to drink. I have no connection to these people. So I'm not going to play with their feelings. I'm not going to waste their time. I'm not going to waste their energy. I'm not going to do that. I'm not interested. You already know I got somebody that would sit up here and move in and be daddy to my kids.
Actually, I was thinking about the Grubhub guy. You don't know, that could have been the most sweetest man, and you like just put it on the sidewalk. Just
girl. Yeah, I don't waste energy. I don't waste energy. Nobody ain't gonna never see me on the ID channel talking about she was playing with my emotions, because I tell you from the get-go, you ain't my husband. You ain't my person. You're a nice person, but you ain't my person. Right. And they know that. They know it. I don't give away energy anymore. I'm too old for that shit. I need all the energy I can get. So if I ain't feeling you, I ain't feeling you. You have every right to do that with people. Don't play with people. I think a lot of people do it I think people use soulmates and twin flames as a way of being toxic with other people. Oh, you're my soulmate or whatever. Give me a little time to grow up. Let me fix myself. Bullshit. Your ass supposed to already be fixed. If you no.
Whatever you gotta do.
I'm honest, y'all. That first 10 minutes of a date, if I ain't feeling it, they be talking about, well, I'll see you. We'll do this next weekend. No, we won't. No, we won't, because there was no connection. Right. I wish you the best. I send you on peace and love and light and all that bullshit. Soul Train or whatever it is. But nah, you ain't gonna see me next week.
Training it right on out the door.
Girl, I remember I left a date one time. He talked about himself for 2 hours straight. And I turned that parking lot on 2 wheels trying to get out of that damn parking lot. He came to my job 3 days later. He was like, why are you not returning my phone calls? I was like, dude, did you not see my car hit the curb on the parking lot because I was trying to turn so fast? What the fuck are you doing at my job? We don't have no connect. And he kept telling me, you my soulmate. Hell the fuck no. How you didn't even let me talk? We ain't no soulmates.
You know you're his soulmate if he knows nothing about you.
Girl, he said we were soulmates. I turned that parking lot. I started to put some mud on my license plate so he wouldn't even see my. That's how serious.
Look, all you gotta do is hang a t-shirt over it.
Girl, and he was gorgeous. He was a beautiful man, and I wanted the connection to be there. And he was not my match. He was not my match. I paid for my drink. and I got in my car and I left. But yeah, oh Arlene, yeah, I messed around there and fucked my rim up hitting that curb. But I was trying to get out. He was trying to get in the car to follow me. I was like, oh no, oh no, no, no. But we gotta understand where there is a connection and where there isn't a connection. If you're trying to force something with somebody, or you have men or women that constantly keep forcing you with guilt, oh, I know we had a breakup. Please give me another chance. Let me work this out. My puppy misses you. Please come back. No, you
Just give
don't
me the dog and leave me alone.
you don't owe anybody something if it's not a match, if it's not a connection with you. I don't give a shit if they're a soulmate, twin flame, or whatever title you want to throw on it. If there's no connection, don't waste your energy with these people.
No.
Let's see, Shay said she had met an older man who did the same thing. Oh, yes.
Yeah, Rob's talking about how when you have a date and all they do is talk about their ex.
Oh, well, that I give my dates 15 minutes. First date, 15 minutes. If I like you, then we'll talk again. But the first 15 minutes, and sometimes 5 minutes, it takes for people that are narcissistic. If you are into that energy, you see that really quick. I'm not trying to fix you. I don't give a shit if you're broken. You can stay broken for the fucking rest of your
Oh,
life.
that's
I'm
what
not
they
fixing to
have
fix you.
therapists for. Them people go to school for that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. First impressions, like Arlene say, first impressions, no.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done work on myself. I've done the shadow work. I've done therapy. I know my worth. I know what I'm bringing to the table. And if I feel like the table is not where I need to be sitting, I remove myself from that seat. You can love people, but you cannot bring people. You can't fix them. And
Right.
I think empaths get caught up in that energy where it's like, oh, they're beautiful and I want to love them. And they went through such a hard time in life. Their parents didn't love them. And this shit, you went through the same energy. Who fixed you?
Right.
Who fixed you?
Only
You know,
you can only fix yourself. You can't fix somebody who doesn't want to be fixed. And if they're a 50-year-old man and still broken, obviously they don't want to be fixed.
well, a 50-year-old man or a 50-year-old woman, if
Well,
you have made it that far in your life and you have not worked on you, then nobody can do this. And the older they are, the worse it is
oh
because
yeah.
they're not going to change. They're not going to change. That has to be something a person wants to do. Oh, sex does not equate
No,
love.
it does not.
But for
Sex,
some people,
sex,
it does.
but sex is that's because they're looking for something outside of themselves.
There's a ton of people that believe when they get good sex that they fucked a soulmate. You could just fuck somebody with some good dick or some good pussy. Doesn't make them any type of spiritual connection to you. I don't know where that came from, but I saw a lot of that during the pandemic. People were fucking people and they were like, oh my God, that's a soulmate connection. No, boo. That's a dude with a big dick that knows how to use it, not a soulmate.
And
Don't
only
get caught up in
reason
that.
it might be so good is because he's used it so often and had so much practice. And do you really want to be with somebody like that?
No, we ain't gonna judge nobody on
Just saying,
experience,
I'm
Lynna.
just
If
saying.
you have a dick and you need to know how to use it, you got to go out there and work it a few times. But
I'm just saying, though.
he might be fuck boy. He might be fuck boy. But if you want a fuck boy energy, there's nothing wrong with that. Just you can't. He not bringing love to the table. There's women out there the same way. Nowadays, it's not just men. It's women out there fucking too. That they got good. What is it? Walk. They know how to use it. But you can't fall in love with it if it ain't about love. You
No.
know, there's a lot of people that are getting confused on that. Have I been knocked in the head with a good dick? Hell yeah. Have I married it? Hell no. Because it wasn't love. I saw it from when he knocked me in the head, the stars came in, he knocked me the other way, I got my clarity back. It was like,
I thought you were going to say you on the other side and you saw birds.
well, I might have saw birds too. All I know is I saw the shit for what it was, and he wasn't no husband material. He was no husband material. Was it fun when it lasted? Hell yeah, it was.
Oh,
Yeah. Sometimes you need, like Felicia say, sometimes you need a fuck boy tune up to see things, and like Ray say, women the same way too. Women come out there too with it. Hey, but it don't mean that it's love. It does not mean it. I've seen it so much, and from my readings where they're like, "Oh my God, Diva, the sex was amazing. They are a twin flame," and I'm like, "Shit, all the twin flames I know ain't even having sex."
Shay says if he hit the bottom, run.
Shit. Oh God, wait, I'm a choke. I'm a choke. Shay say, "Look, I've been out here. I've been out here. I know, Shay. Oh my God." But Ray is right. Women out there too. You know what it is? Why we get confused with sex? Because in that moment, there's an intimacy that we have not experienced with people before, and that makes us feel like, oh, we're connected to them. You're connected to that moment, to
It's
that feeling.
there's a fairy called ecstasis. It's when you hit that ecstasis point.
Oh,
So when you get to that level, but it's the chemicals in your body. You can get it by yourself in the shower and not have to tell them what
oh,
to do.
girl, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just
You can
saying.
fall in love with your goddamn vibrator, your dildo. You can fall because it's a response.
Yeah. It's a chemical reaction. So and like I said, you if you do it in the shower, you don't have to tell yourself that you're doing it wrong. Oh no,
Well,
don't do that. No, not in the back, boy. I'll hurt you. Well, you gonna put the thing in the back yourself? No. I'm just saying.
what you say? Not in the
But
back.
I mean, if you wanted to,
I just got a very strange visual that I swear to God, if I was fair skinned, I'd be bright red about now.
but if you wanted to hit it in the back, you could. But then some dudes, some guys don't like it in the back either. So what if you do and they don't?
It goes back to compatibility.
I'm
It
just
goes back to compatibility. Shay is saying some of these studs be out here. Yeah, some of these studs be fine as hell. Fine as hell. But that's the connection of it's not always love. Just because somebody gives you some good sex and looks you in your eye doesn't mean that that's a soul connection or a twin flame connection. That's a moment of intimacy.
you
And
know
this person could do that with 15 other people. Some people are very skilled. They can fuck a dog and look the dog in the eye and feel like they're in love. It doesn't mean that they're in love. We got to be honest about that.
you
We
get
have to
the
stop
same
making.
feeling that you get from having an orgasm as if you were playing pool and break the balls and make the eight on the break. You get the exact same feeling, and that's not love either.
I
That's
don't know if I agree with that. I play pool, and I
yeah,
mean that would be amazing, but I don't know if that'd
it,
be the same.
and there's some like cheesecake too that's better than sex.
No,
Yes,
no. You gonna have to buy it and let me try it. You
it,
gonna have to buy.
they got it at T-Bone Tom's. It's
Okay, we got to go to T-Bone Tom's and see how the Grace said that's how I practice. All right. Oh, you know what? I don't know. Physiology definitely plays a part in falling in love with people. Let's be honest. If you are connected with somebody that gives you great conversation, you like the same TV shows, you like to eat at the same restaurant, you both like the same type of music and dancing, and then the sex is bomb, that is like the icing on the cake.
hmm but
But
you
don't
see,
get confused with
the
that.
cake is still good. That's the icing. See, you said it.
Yeah, yeah. Arlene, I'm gonna have a bite of this cheesecake she talking about, and I'm gonna come back and let y'all know because I just don't see it. I don't see it.
But
And I'm
listen,
the bills.
Ginger's saying when she goes to the gun range that she feels that too. It's a chemical thing in your body.
Well, it's a release. It is a release. But I think a lot of times too, when you are connected with an individual who shares that, if she went to the gun range with a woman or a man that loved that passion, she would connect with that because that's compatibility. But it just depends. I want people to come away from this and realize that your value for yourself is important. You can't just let somebody come in and play with your emotions and throw titles at you and feel like this is, what I'm supposed to be in. I'm going to settle for this. Soulmate relationships should not be about suffering. Twin
Or
flame,
or settling.
Yeah, twin flames should not be about suffering. If you are in a place where a person wants you to suffer for their love, that is toxic. That is toxic. There are a lot of relationships out there where people are compatible and they don't go through half the bullshit that a lot of these fake soulmates and fake twin flames go through. If a person really wants to be with you, they compromise with you. They try to meet you halfway because they don't want to suffer either. They want to feel good. So you have to look at that. If somebody is miserable and they're suffering and they want you to come join that, that is a toxic, that's your first red flag.
That's
That's
why
a top.
it's got to be a compliment. It's got to be that cherry.
Yeah,
The cherry makes the ice cream better. Now it's already awesome, but it makes it better. So if you compliment each other and bring out the better in each other,
absolutely.
not a completeness, because like I said, I honestly believe you're already complete, but they need to compliment you. When you put salt and pepper on eggs, it makes the eggs better. You put ketchup on a hot dog, makes
You hungry. You
better.
have all these food analogies. You
No,
have to be hungry.
but it complements the main dish. It makes it
Right.
better.
But
We
it
want
doesn't
a
take the
partner.
place of it.
I want to compliment my partner as well as have my partner compliment me. We bring out the best in each other.
Yeah. But like Shay said too, that goes in a friend, it goes into friendships. As a friend and a soul connection with me, I don't want to see you suffer.
Right.
I don't, when I come to your house, I don't come to your house and be like, oh, woe is me. Let me tell you what this happened and dump everything on you because I don't want you to feel that way. When you're around me, I want you to feel good because that's important to me. That's how our friendship works.
Yeah, that's what the phone's for. Why are we going to waste gas for that?
Exactly. But even then, we haven't had those connections. I have never felt like you called me up and just dumped on me. I really haven't. I felt like as a friend, I
Yeah,
wanted to be there.
but we both have, because you've had a hard time before, and back
But you've always,
when we first met with Rachel and Ben.
yeah, but we've always come at each other good. We've always come at each other good, you know, and I think that's part of the soul connection is that I don't want to see you suffer and be miserable. And I know you don't want the same thing for me. And it's so important to us that we work through obstacles because of that.
But I think too is that I know you want the best for me, so I know that I can talk to you because you're going to help me through that.
Yes.
You're going to be my therapist. You're going to help me through that, same as I would for you. I'm going to help you through whatever you are to get you to the other side.
Yeah.
But as far as it being a constant dump fest, no.
No.
And
And I
I
think
don't blame you for stuff. Like, it's never, oh, it's Tanya's fault.
exactly. Exactly. And I think that's a true soul connection because we want to bring each other to the best of each other to
So
elevate.
it's complimenting, bringing out the best in each other.
Right.
But
That's how you know the connection
I
is
don't
real.
complete you because you're already great. And
Right.
you don't complete me because I'm already great. But together,
Yeah.
we're a force to be reckoned with.
Exactly. Exactly. You put us together and you're right. I don't think anybody can go against either one of us with, you know, me thinking, oh, they're gonna come fuck with Lynna. No, they're not. Because her being safe and just like she said, she mothers me a lot. And I'm older than her. But she does. She mothers me a lot because she feels like what she needs to do. When you get into a relationship that is healthy, compromise of I want to see you healthy. I want to see you I want to see you excel. There's no jealousy. There's no envy involved with it. Is it always perfect? I don't think so. But I know for us, we only had one argument, and that was that one time you locked me in your car.
Yeah.
And it was about a guy, and you had to say what you had to say. And as a friend, I could have tried to jump out the car, but I knew it was important for her to say what she had to say, and I had to give her space because I cared about her. If I didn't care about her, we would have got out that car and I never would have spoke to her again in life. But her feelings were important to me. And it was because I saw a soul connection
Well,
that
you
I
can
didn't want to
stay
lose.
locked with me in the car for 7 hours and never again. because we didn't work it out. Or you could say, locked in the car with me for 7 hours. We can hash it out. And then you can get locked in the truck with me for 3 days.
Oh, no.
That wasn't an argument, though. That was a choice.
Exactly.
When we came back from Portland.
Pay attention, you guys, to your friendships. Like I think Shay brought up, pay attention to your love relationships. These titles or whatever they're titles, but if you have a person that is not willing to respect and compromise and elevate you, because all these connections are supposed to be about spiritual growth. If you're not growing spiritually with the people that you're connected to.
I gotta correct Shay. It wasn't the trunk. It was a truck.
Oh, I didn't even see Shay was like not in the truck. She wouldn't even got me in no truck. These thighs is too heavy for her. By the time I got through kicking, oh yeah,
truck, a pickup truck.
Exactly.
I did not lock her in the trunk for 3 days.
Oh my God, yeah, there ain't no fucking way. Not with this mouth and my head. Oh Lord, no.
Look, girl, by the time we got back, it was like we could greet each other in Haitian Creole.
Yes.
Very bonding.
Yes.
It wasn't so bondage that you were like tied up in the trunk.
But you know what? That road trip, and we've been on many road trips, is the testament of a friendship, because not too many people can do that, especially like you say, not for hours, but for days.
Yeah.
We were able to do that. But I think you guys look at relationships. Don't get caught up on those titles. Look at how people treat you. Don't listen to what people say. Look at their actions. True connections want the best. They want to see you succeed. They want to see you be happy. And if a person is backhanding you or trying to be sneaky or shady with you, or they're trying to blame you for everything, they're not your connection. They're not. Because it could be toxic, but it's up to you. I always believe in free will. From like we said at the beginning, you have free will.
You have a choice.
Yeah, to be with somebody or not be with somebody. It's 100%. God doesn't force you into anything you don't want to be in. They just don't. When it's a choice with a relationship, they just don't. So
that goes for all relationships, friends and romantic, even family relationships. If someone in your family is being toxic, cut the shit off.
Absolutely.
You don't have to put yourself out there to be abused, because that's what it is. It's abuse. If somebody's constantly posting about Trump, saying all kinds of shit, all you got to do is block them. They can still be your cousin, but you don't have to see their shit anymore.
Well, if you don't want to be connected to something that hurts you, and I think honestly, if somebody cares for you, they don't want to hurt you. Yeah. Not intentionally. If somebody is hurting you intentionally, the feelings are not there.
And it's bullshit when people say they didn't mean to. Just
yeah.
Don't make excuses,
especially if it keeps happening.
Bad behavior.
Yeah. Especially over and over again. Over and over again. That's not, you can't overlook that. You have to kind of address that.
I had a client and I told her, and I'm not going to mention any names, but she was talking about her husband was being abusive and saying things like he wanted to hurt himself and all this kind of stuff. And she stays. She constantly stays. He blames for her for everything. She constantly stays.
Manipulation.
I asked her, the last time I talked to her, I said, if your 2-year-old daughter hit your infant daughter, would you coddle and hug her and tell her it was okay? I said, no, you would put her in a timeout so that she would not hit the baby again. I said, because if you coddle her and you hug her, she's going to think it's okay to keep hitting the baby. So you've got to set limits. If somebody's being abusive to you, put their ass in a timeout. If you stay and you keep it, then they think it's okay to continue abusing you. And it's not okay.
That is true. And Shay is saying the older she's gotten, the more she understands that seeing blood doesn't make you family. And it's true.
It don't.
It's true. I'm closer to Lynna than I am with some people in my family. So I think the thing about it is it goes back to compatibility, respect, and things like that that make us friends. And people need to look outside of that sometimes, with family, because sometimes we get the most abusive connections within family.
Yeah. And I think we're both, you got to be secure enough in any relationship that you don't rely on that person to, once again, like I say, complete you. With Tonya, we can go weeks without even talking to each other. And I know that she's still my best friend. And I never doubt that. Even if I don't talk to her, I'll be like, oh, okay. And then I'll have a dream, or she'll have a dream, and she'll call me, and we'll laugh, we'll cry, we'll do whatever.
Well, you know what? It's because we don't trigger insecurities in each other that I feel like, oh, I need to call her and check on her because she's doing this or doing that.
If
So I
you're
think
not
there's,
talking to me, then you must have a new best friend. No.
yeah, I think, and maybe that comes with maturity. I don't know. I'm not really sure, but I think it's interesting because, I mean,
But there are kids, say, like in junior high and high school, that if they don't talk to their best friend every day, then they think that they got a new best friend, so that they weren't good enough to be their friend. And you can't feel that way. You are good enough. You are awesome. And you are complete. I'm talking to everybody, not just you. You already know. But yeah, you have to love yourself first.
well,
Friends, family, relationships, whatever the case may be, you have to love yourself first.
I think we have, and we've been really blessed because we have a lot of strong personalities on here that actually they understand it. A lot of them have gone through it and they're sharing their stories. And I think that speaks a lot for people because it's showing they're doing the work, whether they understand
Mhm.
it or not. They're healing because they see what they need. They see what they need, in a relationship and with other people. Because you can see it all in these comments. That's part of it is doing the work and knowing what you need and not settling for anything less. So this has been a really good talk, you guys. I'm
Yeah.
glad for whoever brought it up last week. And I hope that because we went all over the place, but I hope we answered the basics between soulmate and twin flames. They're not, all of them are not negative connections, but you have to be careful that you're not settling for something that makes you feel very uncomfortable or disrespectful towards you, because that is not what the connection is supposed to be spiritually. I think next week we should talk about Lionsgate because today is
Yeah,
Lionsgate.
okay,
The
that's
portal
right.
is open. So I think next week we should talk about that and see how it affected people, where
Okay,
there's, psychic, intuitive nature. What happened? Because I'm nosy. I want to know what's going on.
right.
So let's talk about Lionsgate because I plan to meditate tonight and maybe run outside butt naked and see if the mosquitoes gonna bite me.
You can come down here. Oh, you can't go in the water yet.
Yeah, I can't go in the water yet, but I mean, really. But yeah, and
You
it
can
goes
still
into the
come down
12th.
here. I know a spot where nobody can see you.
Shoot, probably half of Galveston will see me running naked. These
No,
buns ain't.
if I take you down to that spot, though, you'll be okay.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see. I might try to find me some off because I mean, Texas mosquitoes is disrespectful.
Skin so soft.
Oh, you know what? I have some. I
Yeah,
do have some.
that stuff
So
works better.
let's see. Can we talk about what's the best things to do for Lionsgate? Okay, so real quick, if you practice, tonight would be a really good night to cleanse. Do we have new moon or full moon coming out tonight?
I don't know.
Let me look. Would be the best thing would be to cleanse. If you meditate, tonight is a good night to connect um, with your ancestors. All you need is a white candle and a glass of water. You can do it inside, you can do it outside. Pay attention to your dreams. Okay, new moon. New moon. So you're going to be calling in things that you want to bring into your life. If you are trying to up your money, get a new job, bring in your soulmate. Tonight is a great night to
Self
manifest
love, bring in
self-love. Self-love
confidence.
bath would be really good if you have rose petals and some rose water. Um, Tonight should be about you. It's about newness. It's about what am I bringing in and what am I starting in my life and manifesting. Be specific. If you want a dude or a female, I want this person to be disease free. I don't want them to be an abuser. I want them to have a job making 150,000. I want their dick to be big. I want their pussy to be wet. Be specific about your manifestation. Don't just say, I want somebody. You're going to get crackhead Jerome from down the street, because the universe will be, they're going to bring in the closest thing. But that's not what you want. You want specific. Bay leaves, if you want to write intentions on your bay leaves and burn them. Let me see. I got some
You know, also too,
already ready.
I did this week's forecast, and it was actually talking about you're being handed a seed this week, and to plant it and to manifest what you want. Put your
Yes.
passions into it. If y'all haven't seen the video, I'm gonna do a little plug. If you haven't seen the video, there's a link in the description for this video. If you're watching on Facebook, just click that link, go to my page, and look for the video. It's weekly forecast for what the hell, August 9th through the 15th. But it talks about this, about how you can plant something and make it grow. And that's what you would do during the new moon. Go ahead. You got your success bay leaves?
Oh, no, because I was looking at plants because I'm working in my garden tonight too. Arlene, you can say I want. Now, normally when you manifest as if it is already there. So if you're looking for a spouse, you should say that my spouse is, or my spouse has, or this is my spouse, and then write everything that this person has that you want to bring, but be specific from height to everything. A
Yeah.
lot of people manifest partners, but you manifest any partner.
You can tell them you want them to be monogamous, spiritually aligned
Disease
with you.
free,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is, whatever it is. You
Yeah,
want him or her to be spiritually yoked.
Forecast too.
Yeah. So I mean, it's really about new beginnings and bringing in new. But yeah, Day, when you, like I told you in that message, you need to get specific about what you want, because if you just say I want a woman, I mean, you should. You might get a woman with, horns or something sitting out there in your yard. You got to be specific about what you want. The universe is going to bring in the closest thing.
You don't want to say you want a woman that gives good sex. You might end up with Lilith.
Well, shit, or a prostitute on. We got Jensen down the street. There could be 15 women coming my way.
Look,
but the shit,
all
they're girls. And they probably got good sex. So you're right. So be specific. But we are going to talk about how, what your ritual was, your self-love baths tonight, your meditations, your manifestations. Like Lynna was saying, what you're growing in your garden. Like, I'm going to go ahead and replant some things.
Well, no, I mean, even like these are seeds of opportunity. So do you want love? Do you want business? Do you would?
But you can put those. You can put those on bay leaves and put them in your garden and grow seeds on top.
Yeah, you can do. You can plant your seed, but also too, what sacrifices are you going to give up for that seed? I used in my reading. I used the analogy of Jack and the Beanstalk. How he got his beans. He gave up his old milk cow, and he got these magic beans. And when he planted the magic beans, he ended up with the goose that laid the golden eggs. But he had to give up something in the beginning. So what are you willing to sacrifice to get what you truly desire?
Absolutely.
You have to put effort into it.
And if you are working in your garden tonight, throw some coins and a couple of dollars in there under your dirt, because that moon energy is going to bring those seeds up over that, and you're giving life to that. And Day was like, what happens when you manifest someone that you think is the one, but it isn't? Here's the thing. What I have learned from the universe,
on their way.
I feel like the universe doesn't allow it to manifest properly. From my experience with relationships, I have met people that I thought were going to be the one, and then they said some things or did some things that was like a red flag. Now, you have free will. You can look at the red flags and be like, you know what, you still cute. I'm still going to try to get with you. That's on you. But if the universe shows you, okay, you called this person in, but you found a needle in the bathroom. You see some white powder under their nose. You caught them cheating with somebody else. Those are red flags. You have free will. Do you stay there? Or do you go ahead and, like Lynna said, send them away with love? I don't even be mean to them. I be like, I wish the best for you. I wish the best for you, because that energy is, I want the best for me.
Right.
Best for me.
Not today, Satan. See ya.
Yeah. So no, look into that, you guys. Manifest, and we'll talk about it next week. I'm excited because I want to know what's happening because I'm gonna be manifesting tonight too.
Arlene's asking, can she do it with her weed plant? If that's what you want to
Yeah,
grow.
yeah. Grow you some weed, throw you some coins under that weed, girl. Now
Yeah,
you might have some people coming to your house trying to buy it, but hey, throw you some coins under that weed.
corn, sesame seeds. What else?
What for manifestation?
Clove, clove.
Parsley.
Well, those are prosperity. Actual
What?
seeds: clove, sesame seeds, corn.
Yeah. My gosh,
Yes, Skin So Soft works very well. It's the best for mosquitoes.
it is. It
And
is the
look,
best.
we're from Texas. Our mosquitoes are like this big.
Girl, they
For
look like goddamn bats. They so fucking disrespectful. It's ridiculous.
they're dragons.
Yes. All right, my loves. I think we're going on almost what 141. So we will next week the portal. We will talk
Lionsgate.
about it. The Lionsgate portal. We will talk about it and see how it affected you and what's going on and maybe share some stories. I cannot wait. So
No.
love you guys. Love you, Lynna.
Love you too. Love you bunches, guys. Bye bye.